Hi everyone. This is an unscheduled live stream. I like to keep it unscheduled and unplanned for, so that when you come on here, you come on here. If you don't, you don't. It's no issue to me. All I basically need is a platform to put the information in place. First of all, if you do come along here, I want to say thank you for joining. There's a reason why I decided to come on here at this time of the hour. Even if you're, hi Lisa, thank you for joining, it's good to see you. I'm hoping this is it's not gonna be too long. It's just basically to tell everyone what's been going on, where I've been and what I've been doing. An introduction to what we're working on. I still love you, thank you for coming on. As you see, it's open to everyone. So whoever comes along, please feel free to come and be part of this and enjoy your peace. This is a peaceful message, isn't it always? It's how peaceful we are within ourselves when we receive the message, not so. So we're going to wait a few minutes before everyone comes on. I'm sure there'll be a few others that'll join. And while you're sitting in the live chat, you can enjoy my background, my scenery in the background to find some calmness. So if it happens so that your time zone is not working so well with my time zone, then please feel free to always watch the video afterwards. It's always fun to watch afterwards. Yeah, it is beautiful, and it is maintaining inner peace seems to be a huge issue. It is definitely a huge issue for everyone these days, especially since things seem to just go on without any letting up. I think everyone's experienced that right now. It's concerning to me within myself as well. We are not made out of rocks. If we were, we'd probably still be chilling in the same spot. We are organic, so we feel everything. And once we've been able to touch base with more things in ourselves, the more we become connected to things around us. So unfortunately, there is a plus and a minus to being very super connected. Other than that, the situation is as it is. I've got some information on why the situation is the way it is, but I'm not going to give too much of it because it's all part of the new channel that I've created called The Fountain. It's an educational channel about alchemy, metaphysics, spirit sciences, consciousness, nature, occult lectures, religions, theologies, scriptures, etc., philosophies, and so on and so on. But the way to get to that channel will, with regards to a particular lecture, because I will be posting other things on that channel as well, things that are not related to exactly the Promethean channel. Promethean's more focused on metaphysics, and the Fountain will be about all the other things that are part of it. Why did I separate it? Because of the logistics in terms of the lecture of the occult that I've been speaking about for quite some time. For those of you who are watching this video, you will notice that in all the videos that I've been mentioning, I've been talking about the occult lecture that I've been putting together. And that is really why I've been quiet for so long. I've been putting the lecture together. It's a lot of research. It's many months of work that I've had to put in place. So it is going to serve a purpose. I feel it's very important information that has to go into this reality. And based on that, we will be able to address the things as we go along. Yeah, that's basically where we are, where we are in the system. I've got information on what's going on in the system as well, which I will be discussing. I'm just waiting for a few more people to come on. It is a very awkward hour and not. It is what it is, right? It is a very awkward hour and not. It is what it is, right? For interest's sake, Lisa, what is the time there where you are right now? Thank you. It's a bit late. Okay. Next time I'll make it a little earlier. We should make turns. Okay, I'm just going to make the notes here so that I know, because I would like to kind of have the in-between time for everyone really sort of to come together. Luckily it's weekend. And yeah, okay, 7, yeah, 7. All right. Hi, Carla. Good morning and good evening to everyone else. If you've not, if you join in while in the middle of the live chat or the middle of the live stream, then please look at the video from the beginning. We've not really been running too long so far. I do want to bring in the information quickly. So Lisa, it may go into a little bit late for you. So basically what I'm going to be discussing is about the Fountain channel, which is the channel that I will be hosting as a channel with... Hi everyone, hi. Dar Smile. It's good to see you. I've created thank you, Lisa. I've created a channel, a second channel called The Fountain. It's a channel about, it's an educational channel. It's about alchemy, metaphysics, spirit, sciences, consciousness, nature, occult lectures, discussions on the realities between where you are and where you are with your spirit, and spirit represents within you, and theologies. It's basically just really a very deeply more technical sort of view on... Hi Jasmine, good morning. On the information itself, on everything that is regarding consciousness and alchemy, etc., etc., etc. You'll see that it'll be different. The material that will be presented will be different. The lecture on the occult, as I've mentioned before, will be put in there, but it will only be... you're a member to my Promethean channel, so your information, it gives you the chance to be able to see the entire video, whereas half of the video will be posted free on the Fountain channel. And so if you want to see the entire video, you must go to the Promethean channel to sign up as a member, so that you'll be able to see the entirety of it. You'll then, the other halves will be unlisted, and it'll only be shared, the link will only be shared to those who are going to sign up to my membership section on my Promethean channel. So I can't host the entire occult lecture on the Promethean channel. It's too big. It really warrants or requires a much bigger platform for its entirety, because it's incredibly detailed. It's almost yeah, I will post it there on the Mighty Networks, definitely. But I do require everyone else in the world to also have a chance to go onto my Fountain channel. So if you're unable to join or anything like that, or you are financially in a pickle, the membership side on my Promethean channel is customized for you to donate monthly. Okay, so you determine how much and whatever you can do there. Okay, but for those who have been on the Mighty Networks, yes, things just go on like normal. I've just added another channel which will be the same as always. Nothing else changes. I have created a Discord server. It's very important for us to keep that in mind as well. That the Discord server is very simple to use. I mean, you just need to read how it works. And that will be for the discussions for the Fountain only. It will not be for anything else, because it's so vast. All these metaphysical aspects or parts or things or elements are incredibly big. So you can spend years on just alchemy, for example. So it will really be a very in-depth channel. The stuff that goes on the Promethean channel is basically about everything. And yeah, I think I've said what I had to say about that. So while there's a few of us here, what I actually wanted to bring to your attention is to the background of what's really been going on in the system. And it's something that's quite important for us to take note of. What have I been doing all this time? I've been sorting out the lecture and amongst other things. And as you can see, the background is different. So it is different from, I'm in a different part of the house of Great Spirit. So what's been going on in the system right now and what's been happening? So first of all, I said I want to bring the channel in with peace, and I want to highlight information. Thank you. Thanks for that. Moving background. So basically what we're looking at right now in this world is many of us have realized that there is a type of constant drive to create a particular a system that wants to be put into place. There's a need and a drive and a want and a ritual, and it's all absolutely driving itself without any breath it takes. It's just almost as if it's mechanically driven. And that mechanical drive to instate a new system is based on a 3-tiered belief system. Yeah, absolutely. Now, it's interesting that you put those words in there, because if you look at it with what you wrote there, one is light and one is dark. You notice the ray and the set, right? Ra, which is sun, and set as night or dark. So yeah, the duality. It is instating a duality because they want to really reduce what there was. So there was a great deal of effort put into place in the existence of the human race to write out and scribe out and scratch out and remove the original creator force, presence, great spirit, Wakantankai, if you want to call it God, the uncreated being that has existed ever since everything before and ever shall be existing. And what these people did was to, you'll get to hear more of the details on this particular thing in the lectures. So I would really encourage you to really try to go into to sign up for the lecture via the membership section on my channel. But before so let me continue with what I was going to say. So now, this particular duality in statement, or I have to be very careful how I voice words. So it's two, okay, dualism. And dualism is very much, if you look at the word, it just really means duality, which means dual. If you're going to be fighting with another person, it's ironic that it's not harmony or balance or whole. You know, it's always in conflict with one another, which is which is a number 2 level process of energy that they're trying to write in place until they are able to have written out every single thing that is organically metaphysical, and then they want to bring in the same fake God that they've been propagating for a long time. So let me explain a little bit more detail. So meticulous ritual and scripting, and as I said, scribing and scratching had taken place very meticulously to create a particular belief system. And this belief system required a God. And I'm not going to give the name of this God because it's not the demiurge. It's got nothing to do with that. Yeah, absolutely, Ocean. Very much ruled by narratives. You're right. The scriptures, yeah. I'm just calling them scratchers now because that's literally what they've been doing. It's what happens when you start to do very much. If you do a much deeper research, you find out things that you kind of like wish you never really found out. But so the body of work has basically been put in place to create a fake God for a system that is a 3-tiered system, or a triunity, or a trinity. Okay. Now, for those of you who've known me now for years and who've been here for a long time, you are able to see that the 3-tiered system really was about the masculine, the feminine, and that which is within. But if you look at how to understand what is within, you needed to understand the third part that is within, the center pillar, the star pillar, or as the Freemasons have depicted in their imagery. And you need to understand that that is depicted that way because it was written to be that way. What there originally exists, and I'm going to tell you this, was 9 levels or 9 energies that fit into each other. That is what is within in this reality, in this physical material world. And it's not about the Council of 9 or anything like that, because those are really just a bunch of fakesters. It's just really, it's like idols, to put it like that. So in actuality, this ritual that's now been going on right now is to keep enforcing this 3-tiered process. Yes, something to do with that, Ocean, touching very, very, very a sliver of it. You're right. Ninth sphere, correct. But before you go into other directions, hold that only in your thoughts, okay? So we are essentially a nine-dimensional being in this physical reality. So much for people saying, "Oh my, you're going um, to a place where you are uh, wanting to do the 5D and 4D," and really, this is why I've never spoken about it, because really, you're really 9 levels of energy in the physical form. This does not mean that you are some eternal, forever living creature on this planet, because seriously, that's not part of it. Because this reality is made to be that way. It's the only thing that they can't change, that they've not been able to change. And so, why I'm jumping back to what I was going to say about the 3-tiered system or the triunity. It's based on religion. It's always been based on religion. It's religion and commerce, religion and this, and religion and that. It's always one thing that they keep writing into this reality every day. So much so, like I said to you, meticulously, where they've chosen to write scriptures, books, archaic knowledge that is secret and occult to only certain members of of their clan or their group or their priesthoods. Um, and it does have a lot to do with the sun and the moon and the star. So you really are looking at Christianity, Islam, and Judaism as the 3-tiered system in which this reality is being forced to subject to. And that is why that belief system has created a type of man-made God, put into many books, put into the Bibles, and put it into scriptures, put it into the Dead Sea Scrolls. It's written everywhere. The Dead Sea Scrolls were meant to be discovered because they wanted to propagate the same information. Um, Humans are incredibly curious. They really do. Yeah, you're right. Only men get to the priesthood. Absolutely. I don't know why your yeah. I want your comment was hidden. Interestingly, so I've just made it visible. But yes, absolutely. So in the hood, the priest in the hood says a lot, doesn't it? Hidden. So they've used the occult to basically scare people into freak out. Hi, I can't, Dr. Drobotnik. Hello, welcome. So in reality, uh, the information that we are looking at is very heavily tainted with a type of frequency that is based on one drive, and they've all come to that agreement. Yeah, absolutely. If you are at the point where you are, yes, absolutely using shame tactics, 100%, Ocean, 100%. So now, okay, what are we looking at right now? We're looking at a ritual that requires a lot of, how can I use that word? How can I explain it? Where things that were once, where things that are alive, when the life is taken from that thing, okay? Please don't write it in the chat. So, yeah, the hidden is that which drives man's curiosity and also sometimes to the fall or the detriment. You are right. You are right, doctor. It is deliberately created in that way. You'll never know the full extent of who spoke what, where, in what way. You'll only read and know and hear when they are super vague. When you say, oh, but maybe they were, in the Bhagavad Gita, I think they wrote there about the Vimanas and the UFOs and all of that stuff, but you don't really know. Do you really know that it's a UFO? I mean, you have to understand that the intelligence of that time was always at optimum. So intelligence has not really gone down either. If you look at the human race in itself, we're just basically philosophizing on the whole thing. But to come back to the point, the original creative force was intentionally written out by a group of little people that required to bring in their own faith. And it had to do with something that I will be calling, which I've spoken about before, but I will be going into much deeper, called the original sin. And the reason I spoke about that, and I know it's a much debated topic, that has to do with regards to that which was sin in the first place, the sun, the moon, excuse me. The Arabic expression for sin as sin is shin, which is the moon. So it has a lot to do with the first worship of that original creative, uncreated presence externally. So when you start to worship something that was supposed to be inside of you, outside of yourself, then you commit a very grave mistake. You have a descendance or a fall from grace. You call it that way because why would you need to then see what is within when it's outside of yourself? I mean, let's worship the pen, shall we? And the pen will give us guidance. It's easy, right? So initially, like I said, to come back to the whole point, and I'm going back a lot and back and forth, and if there's anything you don't understand, please feel free to ask, is that the original creative force, which has a very much the presence of that force is reduced in such a way that you can't feel that presence, and before you know it, if you had gone through many ritual religious channels or societies or beliefs, that you may have lost that path in some way or another, and you'd lost connection from yourself. You only know if this original presence exists. You only know that the original presence exists within you when you are able to understand the influence it has within you. And the only way you understand that is if you're able to go within without fighting yourself, without hating yourself, without wanting to take yourself out, without wanting to do all of those things. And once you're able to connect with that energy within yourself, you then do have to go through, let's call it the third door or the first door. You can decide which one you want to decide on. Remember, if you look at the three pillars that are put on the tracing boards, you'll see that they have the sun and the moon, Joachim and Boaz, and they have a ladder from the one pillar to the other, crossing out the middle pillar. It's not there to, if it was really something that they really sought, then the ladder would go straight to that pillar, not so. So it is essentially to cross out the center pillar. So the intention was to write out of existence something that was already there and give their own God perspective in place. Call it a patriarchal God, call it a matriarchal God, however you want to call it, but it's outside of yourself and it's only worshipped in certain people. And then you have messiahs, messianic ages, and the entire history of humanity is full of messianic messengers. It doesn't mean that we should contest everything that we understand. It means that we are able to see that there are people, even within ourselves, that we're able to, establish or to try and help other people while we are also working on ourselves. So aside from all the narrative and the stories in between. So what I want to bring to your attention is that we are looking at a theological, astrological, solar, lunar cult system that's been put into place for a long, long time. And that is really the problem. And that is why they are doing what they're doing right now. That is why they are able to continue with what they're doing right now, because they're worshiping another god. And the one that you are trying to connect with within yourself is the same one that has breathed life into you to exist in this reality, is trying to connect with you at any given moment in time. You know that little voice inside of your head when you want to cross the road and it says, don't go now? That's part of that. That is part of that. That creative being, presence, is inside of you and speaks to you every day. It's a different kind of kettle of fish if it's a bunch of other voices that are talking within you, but that's a subject for another day. So what I want to address is this ritual that is taking place right now. It's a lot of letting out of your essence within yourself. Yes, absolutely. It does save us because it shows you that it's existing. That is the tangible part of that presence of that being. That is why I call it Great Spirit. And there's people that have asked me, how do you know if you say Great Spirit, how do you know which one it is? It's simple. If it's loving within yourself and you're not being required to sacrifice yourself and to put yourself into a very disturbing place, then you know it is in all ways, it is eternally connecting with you and always will be connecting with you. They're trying to write out the entire existence of any form of spirit existence. They started scrubbing out information on metaphysics. This is why I felt it was so important to bring in information on that specific channel. On that subject. It's an incredibly important subject because it's the vessel or the tool in which we can understand and explain things on this channel, on the Promethean channel. The fountain will be the expression of the metaphysical tool in various forms. I hope that makes sense. So another thing, if you sacrifice a lot of sacrifice a lot of people or a lot of people, beings, good morning, you will have a lot of energy at your disposal. And once you've got all of that energy at your disposal, and preferably do the slow, drawn out process, then it gives you that much more focus and energy to continue with your diabolical plans. And there is a percentage of that which is required to ascertain the energy for it to be used to birth into this realm. Do what you will with this information. This is what it is. I'm not going to apologize for it. It is what it is. It is there to bring in a type of thing that will then take over or supplant the previous God. Now, the first God that was created was that entity that belonged to one of those religions, and that entity had many facelifts, face changes, had much human interaction, influences, and so on. It is personalized. It is I can't give you the name. It's one of the names of that thing. The intention is to bring in that other one, Lisa, yes, because they've realized that the one that was originally put there is not doing the job they wanted to do, and so it's greed. Now, what happens when the creation is trying to run itself? Because that's actually the whole deal. That's what's really what we're looking at. We're looking at um, a spatial, etheric forces and multidimensional energies around us that are being removed or blocked from us by interacting with us in a particular way, so that we are predisposed to yes, we are busy doing that actually. And that is why I'm bringing in this information at this hour of the day, at this moment in time, because this is how things will start to shift stuff. You should know by now, while you are familiar with this channel, that whatever is being spoken about in this channel shifts things quite radically. And so it took a long time to put this information together specifically for this day. It's not all of it that I'm going to be discussing. Please, we will sit here until tomorrow, perhaps the day after, or for a week. It's a lot of information. It's almost a 300-page book that I've basically written, which I will probably sell or make available, however I see fit, or maybe not. It's my choice. I do want to bring in that if we're going through a lot of things that we are struggling with on a physical level, it is because of the resistance to what's been going on around us. That's why your neck is sore. That's why you're in pain. Your knees and your neck and everything else is sore. If your body's sore, that is your physical manifestation or vehicle to tell you something's wrong. The best form to change all of those things is to go within, fight it, go hard, go deeper into yourself, work on it. It's very important. It's very, very difficult to do so, because you need to do this. You need to do this in a loving space so that you can become worthy of that connection, because you need to work on yourself to become worthy. It's really hard in this time of the century, because of the fact that there's so much data and things that are taking place around us. It makes it challenging to go within. That's basically the whole sum of it all. I wanted to explain about the fact that the system is a triune system, and that the next part of the system, what they're doing is to try and turn it into a dual system. They want to go back there. And then once they're done, they want to try and create a monotheistic system, which is one controlled big eyeball over all. You know, the Three Musketeers story, that's part of that. Yeah, one for all and all for one. It was a psychological operation to mind control your thoughts into becoming subjected to that particular belief, of becoming used to it, because that's how the French Revolution started. That was the intention in place anyway. So what are we doing right now? We're dismantling the occult. We're removing the fear. I'm telling you, the occult is a word. It's like a bad word. Yes, 100%. To make people afraid of understanding what the occult is, and I will be using that word and incorporate it into our videos, so that people will become used to it and not be afraid of it anymore. The word occult is a descriptive word, an adjective. It's not a verb. An adjective word that describes that which is hidden within. In other words, If it is hidden, it is actually within. It is not hidden so that you are unable to ever find out what it is. So they were very smart to create that word and to frighten people. Yes, 100% correct. Hidden knowledge, which is sacred within you. Within you. This is where the information is coming from. All of the videos that are on this channel, each and every one of them has come from within. And this is why the work on this channel is only for those who have ears to hear and eyes to see and hearts to feel. You have to be worthy of this channel. I have to be worthy of the information before I bring it out. You can't find, this is not a channel that requires people to join just for the fun of joining and then sitting and watching like chill out time. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it very much. I am wanting the people that are on this channel, and this is not pertaining to you guys in the live chat or anyone else that might see afterwards, but this is just a general statement. I want to ask people that have joined on this channel and have never taken the time to come on here to please go away. Unsubscribe yourself, unfollow me, leave, because we require people to want to be serious and work on this channel. I'm talking about people that are very deeply interested to know. I'm not talking about the people who don't have time. I'm speaking about the people, the joiners that join for the sake of joining. It is much more important to have maybe 10 people, for example, to want to be in alignment, to understand the truth. This is all we've got. We don't have anything else. And if there was anything, something else, I'm telling you, I promise you, you have my word that it would have been on this channel already. For those of you who know me, you know that that is where I am very direct with the information. So this is not about going against any particular religion either. This is about the whole thing. Yes, it is sacred. It is from within, outward, and shared, and expressed, and in presence. There is only one creator being, and we are the life-giving beings of that being. I'm not speaking about the joiners or the living souls, but I'm not discriminating either, but I don't want people to just join. I want people to become aware of it. I want you who may be listening to this a much later time, who felt you just wanted to join, who may be listening to this a much later time, who felt you just wanted to join for the fun of it, to leave if you're not interested, to want to work. Thank you. I understand. I'm definitely not referencing to you at all. Thank you. And I'm glad that you are here. Welcome to be here. Absolutely. That is how this whole channel is operating. There's a lot of other channels that have been popping up like mushrooms, I swear, overnight. And suddenly there's this like verified channel that just does its own thing and just continues to bring in new age nonsense. Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate it. So in actuality, if you feel that you are ready, we are needing to be in connection with the information, listen to it deeply, because it comes to me deeply. I have to read my stuff over and over before I put it in the public eye. And once I put it into the public eye, it's there. So this is why I'm saying We are in for something that is very big. They are trying to wipe out the original creative, or they can't. Okay, understand, they can't wipe out the creative presence at all. It's not possible. They know it is not possible, but they can influence people to stop connecting with that presence. They have various channels, various doors, many doors to go into the mirror palace, so that you can become, mystified and felt good by the mystery, but you have no idea what actually was said, but you felt good. It's not about feeling good either. It's just about knowing what is truth and what is not truth. You're right there, Doc, but it is hermaphroditic. I'm glad you brought that up. I am going to explain that the original understanding of the word androgyny is to understand that you have the masculine and the feminine principles within you, within one vessel. The story about the blood, about the water, blood. Okay, here's a very good example to explain to you what was dropped and they didn't know what to do with it. Was when Jesus was crucified, and they tested to see who he was by pushing the spear into the ribs, and out of the wound came water and blood. Okay, so water and blood is related to the star element, which is tarot. Okay, that is androgyny. And if you look at the symbol of that image of the star card on tarot, or in tarot, then you'll see that she is an androgynous being. She is more masculinely built, but she has feminine elements to her. And so the difference to what we're looking at right now is for them to bring in a hermaphroditic entity, a thing with multiple sex organs. Hi, Sky Phoenix. Good morning. You got it. Lotus flower, yes, feminine, yet it is masculine as well. You're understanding the process now about the difference between androgyny and hermaphroditic. Hermaphroditic means that you can actually have, you can have, well, yeah, do I need to explain more? Are we understanding that term? Okay. So, when I spoke last, I mentioned something about the original sin, and I said that I'm going to bring that topic in because it's something that's muchly debated over. And the information about the original sin has to do with the first worship of something that was originally sacred from within, outside of you. I make light of it in some videos where I say they came and spoke to these people and said, you know what, why don't you just pray to your God here in the form of this soap block? You can pray to the same God. You don't have to walk all the way up to the mountain and go and find your inner peace. Don't have to do that, man. Just worship the soap block. It's just a representation of this God of yours. Yeah. And you want it? You know I can't give it to you for free. You need to pay for it. Commerce. That's basically some of it. So why is the original sin the word moon? Why is it tied in? Thank you for bringing that in. Is because the first worship of the inner wisdom, once understood, the soul is feminine. Expressed outward becomes a goddess. The goddess of pens was the moon. Unlike it has been presented as the sun, the moon was the first worshipped entity before the sun came into picture. You're looking at the three religions that have been writing about about these beliefs for centuries. It really is all about that. All of the stuff that's going on in this world right now, these are all just things that they are putting in place because they try to weigh you down so that you succumb to it, so that you become subjected to it. There are things you need to do physically to stay alive. Yes, we all do. There are things that we need to keep in mind that we have to exist within. Of course you have to. Make a mindful note of it and practice those things. Gather those thingies that make the fruits. Plant them in your room. Gather those thingies that give you this to, okay? Put it together. Once you've got all those things in place, and find a place that can protect you, right? You got it. And then you go into yourself and you keep connecting into yourself, because if there are three or more or two or more that are expressing the same information about the original force that has existed long before the Orions ever came onto the scene, long before the most ancient Babylonian priests came to being, then you will assist that this is the lesson of the human race. This was the biggest lesson, always have been, that you understand that you are connecting with that energy to come bring it into place. And I'm not going to give you a picture of what this energy exists or looks like. You will know once you feel it, because it is tangible. It is very present. Doesn't require a statue for you to understand that it exists, or a picture, or an icon, or something that's written about it, or a song, or this or that, or a picture or a diagram. It's got nothing to do with that. And yet all of everything is within it. We have to attain masculine and feminine balance within ourselves, yes. That means we understand that masculinity is creator, and femininity is creation. And the seed that is within that is the spirit. There it is. It is not some theological jargon words to describe, or noose, or whatever you want to call it. It's got nothing to do with any religion. Yeah. So I needed to express and share this information to you, and I needed to make clear that I don't want joiners on this channel. I don't want people to join. I'm not concerned about numbers. I'm concerned about people that are wanting to be present and function and work. I'm also not propagating a church. I'm not propagating anything like a group. I'm not propagating a type of lifestyle. I'm saying, please just connect within yourself. If you want to do something for your family, for the people that you love, then do it internally. Connect with that energy within yourself and express it. Work on it. It is not universal either. It's not a universal thing, because if you understand the word universal, it means you are placing yourself again away from something, and you'll have it there as the unattainable mystery. So you'll never be able to reach it. That's actually the big deal. Great Spirit is attainable if you're worthy of it and if you work on it. And that also includes to other people that might come here. Again, this is not about the people that are here, that are worthy, that are experiencing this connection, but I'm talking about those that are trying to manipulate my work, your work, by creating fake channels. There's a fake channel that's got my channel name. I would have expected that YouTube would stop that, but it didn't, obviously. And propagating stuff about my work. So this is intellectual property as well. But in any case, we'll leave it there. So now, do we all understand what it means, what's going on, why all of the world is in such a one-track mind? And I'm talking about those that are trying to seed a new God and what they need. Do we understand that at least? That that's really what's going on, aside from all the political drama, which are just seriously all just, you know, when you want to break in a horse, excuse me, and you put the bit into its mouth, that's politics for you. That's religion for you. Those are societies for you. These things that force you to chew on it because you don't have choice. Okay, we're not horses either, unlike how it's been explained in the Bibles and scriptures and scrolls and you name it, books and things, that the humans are like horses. I think it was mentioned by Peter. So I'm leaving the information with you. I'm not going to carry on much longer. I do want to bring in last part for those of you who've joined now. I have created a channel called The Fountain. Yes, absolutely. Those guys that believe that they are God's chosen, they are. They're God's chosen ones. Absolutely. The God that wanted you to prove your love to it by sacrificing your firstborn son and then go, no, I'm just joking with you, you know. Really? What narcissistic freak is that? Anyway, we'll leave it there. More of this information will be made available to those who are able to subscribe or sign up to the Promethean channel members section, because you will be able to attain the entirety of the video of the lectures that will be posted on the Fountain channel. The Fountain channel will only host the free halves. Okay. Doctor, you're asking, you don't understand how they don't see something wrong. No, they won't, because they're born like that. So they won't see what's wrong. I mean, a psychopath. Do you remember Silence of the Lambs? Did what's his name? Hannibal. Look at any. Did he look like he was knowing that he did anything wrong? In fact, he knew, and he was thriving on it. He was thrilled by it. You see? So we're looking at that. Okay. So that's basically that is the discussion of everything that we're looking at right now. And this is what the Promethean channel is about, metaphysics and everything that we've discussed right now. And we talk about everything here. And the videos that come on here are not just for nothing, for play. They are here for a reason every time. And that the Fountain channel will be the hosted channel by me, my channel, that will be about the information on alchemy, all the stuff, all the subjects that I have mentioned before. Okay, and we will have discussions. We will have absolute discussions on the Fountain channel about only those subjects on the Discord. Okay, there is a link in the community chat on the Promethean. Okay, And I will post it there. Just have a look there where it says community on the, there where you see about. Just, I don't have the link right now. Let me see. Oh, here it is. It's further up in the chat, but I'll post it down again. Again, like I said, it's not even about the money. Seriously, people. So whatever you can donate, it's good, because then I know you're serious. Then we know that, yeah. Otherwise, I don't know how else to make it work. Okay. I do want to give you this though. I did mention about the 9 levels of consciousness that we are. One of you mentioned something about, thank you, about the 9th sphere. And I want to tell you what the 9 are, because it's very important to understand, but I will discuss this much later again, and I'll go into detail. I am going to wrap up our live stream. So remember, we are in a triunity system. Islam, these 3 things are repeated all throughout the centuries of the human existence. These 3 things have been created out of one thing to propagate a type of belief system. It's not about religion, it's about a type of God, okay? Whether it's man-made or artificial. What there was originally before these people came into place to want to do this was 9, okay? And it again has got nothing to do with the 9, with the Council of 9, because they are fake people, please. So the 3 are that you should know, because they've reduced that which was many to 3. So they want to reduce that which is 3 to 2, and then they want to reduce that which is 2 to 1. That is where they're driving at. This is why they have so many agendas. Okay, their last agenda is the 1, monad. Remember that. You'll see more of the information. Okay, so these 9 forms, and I'll go really briefly over this to just let you know what we're looking at, because it's not, can assure you, it's not what has been broadcasted falsely all over the world in many fake channels, are regarding the 9 forms or systems, always in correspondence to one another, eternal and ever-present, has to do with earth, solid and fluid, fire, hot, air, earth, ether, gas, water, steam, liquid, air, hot and cold, tepid. I will go into this more detail, but I'm going to just let you know. And these levels correspond to each other, and this is all about correspondences. So you look at the correspondences of it. Okay, I will post a link in the after this video. Okay, don't worry about it. All right, I'll post it there. Okay, so we're looking at the first level, Great Spirit, which is great uncreated creator. It is universally present all over, all around us. Power or force, source that is not man-made. Number 2, then you get the Spirit, which is etheric, eternal, infinite, androgynous, fire, earth, water, air, not hermaphroditic. Then you get the 3rd one, mineral consciousness, spirit, or simple awareness, stability, solid foundation. This may not make sense to you, but once I put it down, you'll understand what I'm saying. Animal consciousness. Thank you, Doctor. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for coming here and being part of us. Welcome home. Then we have human consciousness. Then we have external etheric fluidic planetary consciousness. Then we have living consciousness. And cosmic consciousness, womb or great spirit, internally, outwardly as above, so below, internal, outwardly, the experience of all that is. All of these things, I will go into detail and we will look at them. These are not just coming from, this is what we are existing out of. All of these things is what we are. Okay. Great spirit is not just some little 3D little thing. Okay. Multidimensional. And this is only what is present in this reality. Once you leave your physical form, you enter into a realm or a place or a reality where you are multidimensional, but you are contained, you are whole, and you exist as a whole existence. Your soul returns to your spirit, and you enter into the presence of Great Spirit. This is different. This has not ever been shared anywhere in the world, because this is the truth. There's nothing else other than this information. I've checked, trust me, I've looked everywhere to find something that could correlate to this. There isn't. This is why this channel is so small. But anyway, it's good because light doesn't have to be scattered out. Light can be contained. And it's much more powerful when it's one energy rather than have lots of lights all over the place. Thank you very much, Doctor, for joining and for coming along. I hope this understanding makes sense to everyone. Please don't worry about the link. I will post it after this video, okay? For the Promethean members thing, and then I will post the fountain channel there. And then if you have signed up to these things in the membership community section, you will then find the videos that I will be posting for the lectures that go onto the unlisted for only members as the other half, and the free half will be on the fountain channel only. I hope this makes sense. Thank you so much. I will make notes of this afterwards. Everyone have a beautiful rest and sleep well and have a good day. And we will connect again. Thanks, everyone. Bye.